Hello, welcome to Eurogamer on YouTube. I'm Bertie, a writer for Eurogamer, and I'm joined by Deputy Editor Wesley Yimpel.
Hello, Bertie.
Today we're looking at Shroud of the Avatar, which is the new game by Richard Garriott, the man who made Ultima Online all those years ago, and the Ultima series before, but Ultima Online is really the thing he's kind of harkening back to with this. In the background you can see me, I've sped this up.
You're just that fast.
Making my character, sliding all the sliders right, and then you'll see me slide them all left in a minute.
Lovely green eyes.
So I started to break the face a little bit, but there's quite a lot of options.
Nice patching. Wow.
It's all gone a bit wrong now.
Is that okay?
So this is an RPG. I've been playing this game for 15 hours.
What?
And I can tell everyone watching now that in so many ways this game is Ultima Online 2. So many ways. The music, which you'll be hearing in the background, is so familiar. In some places, it's almost identical.
That is a face and a half. That is a face and a half.
There are lots of new ideas. There's the paper doll, or the avatar, depending on which era you're from. Ugly menus, please change them. They were different in earlier builds of the game. This is a pre-alpha now.
Alright, so very early.
It's very early, and it feels very early. The game's due out at some point next year. They've been doing testing, open testing. Well, not open, but to their backers have been helping them. Those are glyphs or abilities. You can have combos. I'm just having a quick look through the menus just to show you this sort of thing. Skill trees.
Of course.
The things that it's still a classless system. You can pick any assortment of skills you like. You're not tied to being a mage or a fighter or anything. But your spell chance, you have a fizz chance.
Fizz?
Yeah, and if you have heavy armour, you're more likely to fizz your spells. So you might be
that's quite cute.
So this
wow, you look ready to go out on the town.
This is a different character, because I created a few. And this is basically what I did for...
What? Where did that mallet come from? Where were you hiding that mallet? You pulled out your ass.
In my invisible bag there. So what you can see here, flashing up at the bottom, is my hotbar. This is different parts of the game. This is not what Ultima Online had. So you have skill trees, you have skills now.
Dude, you're making me sick. You're making me feel sick. All this strafing. You're running circles around them.
Literally. And I did this for 15 hours.
Wow.
This is how I worked out. The game doesn't explain anything to you. I know it's pre-alpha. I know there's a long way to go, and I hope they put better tutorial systems in.
I'm sure they will.
To help people get around the world better.
Oh, Jesus.
Because at the moment it's badly explained, and it's confusing. And what it amounts to at the moment is finding an area outside of town where you have enemies roughly your level, or enemies that you can stand toe to toe without dying straight away.
Wow.
And you kill them until you level up and get more skill points. Then you put those skill points in more skills, and maybe you buy a bit more armour, and then you can take on more stuff. It's like 1997 cool.
That's what you want, though, right? That's the whole point of this. It's supposed to be like Ultima, right?
Yes and no. MMOs are better.
I love your trousers.
MMOs are better at
very
this now.
tight around the buttocks.
They are very tight.
Your hat's nice too.
I wasn't getting anywhere, and then I realised...
That's because you're running circles around the skeletons.
Then I realised, by strafe running around the enemies, they couldn't hit me as easily as I could hit them. So I repeated this tactic.
You've broken the game.
You start at level 5. I'm now level 25. I don't think there's a level cap.
You start at level 5?
Yeah, I've seen people at...
That's good.
Oh, so here's me harvesting a type of resource node, which is...
Every role-playing game. Run around. No, don't just take it. Run around.
So I can handle one on his own, but when a few come along, it gets a bit hectic. It's not really clear what you're supposed to do. So
smack him in the head.
You do get quests, and you can go places, but there's no exclamation marks, as in World of Warcraft. You don't pop up a map and it gives you map markers. You've got your compass there. This is a town, and it's choppy partly because of the recording, but there's someone who knows what they're doing. But partly because the performance in this area was dreadful. It was really choppy. The houses you're seeing, the big castles on the left and right here, are actually player houses. These ones on the left.
They're player houses?
Yeah. Oh. This is like a typical Ultima scene. It's like you could be in Ultima but in 3D. People all standing around a merchant or an NPC. In this case, the skills trainer, where you can just reset and then set your skills again. So you're not tied into anything. You have to pay a tiny fee, but even at level whatever I am here, 5, it doesn't really make any difference. Although I've got 1,300 gold there, which is a lot more than you start with. So here's me messing around with the combat system a bit. These abilities, the ones on the right are often passive ones that you can't use in combat, whereas the ones on the left are active ones, and then you build a deck out of your active skills.
Right.
And then what's in your deck pops up in your hotbar. Those grey ones are called slugs, and the amount of slugs you have in your deck depends on the heaviness of your armour. Again,
Right.
so you have a penalty to wearing big fat armour like this, I get more slugs. I can make my hotbar bigger, I can make the glyphs appear.
You're doing the running around thing again.
Yeah, you wait till I speed it up in a minute.
Oh, I'm already feeling sick.
Because I did this for ages.
Oh my god. All the skeletons.
The thing is, there's barely any variety. The enemies are really uninspiring. The combat is really uninspiring at the moment. It's boring.
Right.
Fact.
But it's pre-alpha, right? I mean,
It's pre-alpha.
There's a long way. I mean, when is this supposed to be out?
Some point next year, probably
Right.
at the end of the year.
So they've got a year probably before they get it in something even remotely
and they'll be
close to
getting
finish.
tested. Some of the magic trees are still not in there. With the magic, incidentally, like in Ultima Online, when you get the more powerful spells, you use reagents, which you have to buy. So you might use, and they're the same as Ultima, like sulfurous ash, spider silk, black pearl, to cast different
Right.
spells.
So this is going for that Ultima nostalgia play.
Definitely. In some places, it's
Dude,
so familiar. Even this,
I'm going to
just
throw up. Whoa.
here we go. Yeah, hold on to your lunch.
Wow.
I wanted to show you because it's so boring in normal speed that I might as well make you sick.
What's that Benny Hill music again?
But you can see slugs appearing there, glyphs. There's like a knockdown one. I've put all my points in a bludgeon tree.
Dude, how long was... Oh no, how long were you doing that for?
Ages and ages.
Are you sure you're not missing a trick here?
But the levels...
Are you sure you're not supposed to... There's like a magic button where you just smash all the skeletons.
I tried magic a bit, but at the moment, having heavy armour and a heavy weapon is just how you do it. I mean, I would suggest... Anyone listening right now, I mean, you could probably look at it. It looks a bit ropey, the game. It does. It doesn't have the same charm as Ultima on yet. Again, it is going for that feel. Don't buy this game in pre-alpha if you don't love or know Ultima Online. If you have no idea, stay well away.
Wait for it to get a bit more developed.
Wait for it to get better.
Yeah.
Because the idea is, the potential is there, but at the moment it's a lot of incomplete systems not yet gelling together.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, that's what pre-alpha is for,
Yeah.
right? You know.
What
the hell is that thing?
That's a kobold, and I decided to hit them because I wanted to get all of them against me. So,
Are you gonna run around them in circles again?
Point is, what I'm trying to show here, apart from making people sick, is that I was getting more powerful, and also that.
Wow, what the heck? Are you taking them all on?
Yeah, and also that stupidly that I can do this strafe around enemies trick that got me level up after level up, and you don't become. I don't think you get a stat increase like in World of Warcraft, for instance. A level 25 could not even be hit by a level like 5 or something. I think you just get more skills, so you can have like a broader amount of abilities. And obviously, if you're more powerful, you tend to have more money. A massive part of this game, beyond this kind of classless combat system, is and this theory crafting actually about how you use your hotbar, how quick your abilities come up. There's a lot of theory. You can have combos as well, where when they pop up, you drag one on top of the other if they're the right ones.
Okay, that's cool.
There's a lot.
You know what you need? You need some AoE.
Yeah. Well, I tried it, but the AoE makes me stand still, and if I stand still, everything hits me.
Oh my god!
So try it. If you got the game, try this tactic. Right, it works. Anyway, this next one, I'm running through this is an actual dungeon, kind of instance dungeon, and I actually have quite a close fight.
Does this work like a normal MMO? Like, not all normal, but it's like in World of Warcraft where you group up with players? And
I did do a bit of grouping, but again, it was pretty... That togetherness feeling isn't there. I should say that there is a really close community for the game online at the moment. There's a lot of people really invested in this, and that shows where the game's real kind of potential is. They're making a real sandbox world where you work out your own way in the world, and that from that comes a kind of sense of achievement that you've worked it out. But I had to look at a lot of community videos, which were great, by the way. A guy called the Mad Hermit, great videos explaining what you might want to do, where you can start. Lots of guides about, like, there's not even town maps really. You just get a rough idea.
It's old school, isn't it? You've got to figure it all out for yourself. You're killing poor defenceless stags.
You have
for no
to
reason.
progress for the next door to
Yeah,
open.
do you? You really?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought you were a vegetarian.
The music, the sound effects are dreadful at the moment, but the music is lovely. It really is a pleasure to keep the headphones on and go through the...
What is that annoying ball of light?
That's my light spell, because otherwise the game is often dark and you can't see anything.
Oh.
So I have a light spell, and again, the magic is not...
More, wolves. Well, wolves are... Everyone knows wolves are evil, so it's fine. You're allowed to kill wolves.
The magic is not off limit, so you can have, like... That was a level up, that little ding. Yeah, it was like a 101, that's mega damage there.
Right. Well done, you killed some wolves.
Alright, I haven't finished killing the wolves yet.
He didn't seem that interested in hurting you.
So
and yet you've just gone up to him and smashed him with your massive axe.
So this is not an MMO strictly, like Ultima Online. It's not a pure MMO. There are 4 ways you can play it, but 3 are online and they are kind of grouped together, and 1 is offline alone. So you can play it on your own, go through the story. It's got a story. Ultima didn't really have a story, and that will be released in chapters. This is like the first chapter, and the first chapter release will be like next year. I guess they're kind of expansions, the next ones. Then the 3 online modes you can play are single player online, where you play in your world, but I think the shared economy, the player economy, is brought into your game,
right.
And maybe you see other people's houses. But you don't see other people. Then you can play friends only online, where you see your friends in the world, but you don't see other people. And then you can play full online, which is where you see everyone.
That's pretty neat.
So it's called selective multiplayer.
Bears now.
Yeah.
What is this?
These bears really don't stand a chance. I kick the crap out of them.
Poor bears.
Look at this. They're not just gonna
You're summoning these things to kill. It's not like you're,
I know, they're my puppets.
You just...
But this is feeling
slaughtering
when
nature.
I went into this dungeon at the first time, 84 strength, everyone. Just check that out. That's big.
Wow.
When I went into this dungeon, I don't like the slightly chunky cartoon look it's got. Ultima Online was a bit more graceful. Again, there's time to fix all of this stuff, make the UI nicer. Performance is a big issue. Again, time for all this. And the point is with these games as well is that as long as there's enough charm, and it does have a nostalgic old school charm to it, and it already has a community following it.
The skeletons are back.
Yeah.
So I don't have as much of a problem with you killing all the skeletons.
So this game will continue to change and improve. And another thing that makes me optimistic about this game, even though I think it's a bit ropey at the moment, I think it's a bit ropey and a bit dull, but one thing that makes me really optimistic is Richard Garriott. And some of the other people he has at Portalarium, they have got a very clear idea and a direction for this game. Not a lot of other games have a direction beyond they want to please everyone and make everyone play their game. But this one has an idea, and they are geeky about that idea. They will implement that idea.
Well, the idea is clearly this is the spiritual successor to Ultima, right?
It feels like it.
That's what they're going for.
Also, the crafting in this, which I didn't really get into, because again, it's quite hard. It's not signposted. You can try it out. I made a few iron ingots, but to find enough iron in the world, you need to know where to harvest that stuff. You can't just buy it. You need to find some iron ore. Then you can start making your armour. But there's, I've written them down because I can't remember them all. I haven't written them down. Yeah, there's smithing, smelting, cooking, butchery, leatherworking, tailoring, carpentry. And they all adhere to kind of real world... I probably missed one. They all adhere to kind of real world recipes. So it's deep, and it's clearly a massive part of the game. You won't loot like purple magic weapons off bosses.
Right.
It will all be supplied by players. And your armour and weapons lose durability. So here, look, I found a lich mage here, and I'm like, oh, I've not seen one of you before. So I thought I'd go kill it, and it just doesn't quite die as quickly as I expected.
Are you dying here then?
So I start.
Are you going to do your trick?
Well, I can't, because he's got ranged weapons. It's like doesn't really, we can see his health at the top there. It's not really going down as fast as mine. So I actually have to fight him properly.
Oh, God forbid!
I know. So your weapons lose durability, and you'll have to replace them or heal them. Heal them, repair them. or buy new ones. So it's a real consideration when you go out fighting or farming or whatever. You don't necessarily always wear your best stuff. And now I'm not sure exactly what's happening with PvP. In Ultima Online, a big thing when the game first launched was that when someone came along and killed you, because the world was open PvP by default, when someone came along and killed you, they could take your stuff, they could loot your stuff.
It was pretty hardcore then.
So you wouldn't go out in your best stuff. You'd kind of...
Wow, this is like a proper standoff, this.
Yeah. You'd have kind of decent stuff rather than the best stuff.
Is he like the end boss of this particular dungeon?
He isn't, you know. I get a bit further, I get killed by a lich archer, but there's loads of other things with the archer at the same time, but the archer was really quite hurting me.
Okay, well the impression I get from it at the moment is it looks fairly bog standard with a lot of the tropes we associate with the genre. I haven't seen anything particularly new or interesting or different, but as you say, there's plenty of time to go, so I'm sure they can improve it.
I was shocked. Like when I started playing this game, I played Dark Age of Camelot on some old, and Ultima and EverQuest and some of these old MMOs, and it felt so like playing that. Find an area, farm, and I thought, God, how far MMOs have come. How much more interesting and entertaining they are now. But I don't know if that means that they're better now. Something about the world makes it feel more like a world rather than me playing on my own. That sandbox feel makes it feel more like I'm depending on other players to make this world special, rather than expecting Blizzard or whoever, you know, Portalarium, to serve me loads of interesting content. And there's already like community meetups and things to do, and it's a promising. And again, you know, we should remember that this game was kickstarted in April 2013. So it's had, you know, a year and a half in development, although, you know, the concepts were done before then. It was kickstarted at like $2 million. It's raised like $5.3 million.
5.3,
and I don't know what happens with all.
It's hardly anything for an MMO,
exactly.
Though, isn't it? It's still a very modest budget, unless they've managed to get investment from elsewhere.
But it's a new breed. It's an old style new breed of game in a sense. It's new in the sense that it's old, and it is not trying to be everything for everyone. It's just trying to be, you know, something for this kind of community.
So the idea is it will survive on a small but loyal and fan base, basically.
Yeah, and be, I hope, far more for them than some of the stuff that's out there, and trying to, you know, it does a half-assed job of, you know, pleasing some people.
So you can buy this now, right? There's no subscription fee.
No,
you
it's
just buy it
it's a
outright.
buy, and I don't think there's going to be a subscription fee. I might be wrong, but I don't think there's a subscription.
Oh my God, this Lich Mage fight is, I have to confess, it's going on a bit.
It is going on a bit, but I persevered like so much else in the game. 2 damage. It's not helping when I do that. 48. That's better.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was all over here. I got stunned. I thought it was all over.
Wow. I'm not convinced that you haven't just not worked out the win button.
1800 experience from that bad boy.
Right, well done. What did you get? Ectoplasmic residue in gold.
Really.
Well done.
So this is the other part of the game. I just wanted to
wow,
show
you are a giant.
So
you are huge.
So when you get really powerful, you're actually as big as trees.
You are.
This is the
wow.
world.
Look at those strides.
This is the world.
Smash. You should be smashing everything up.
So this is where you walk between different kind of instance zone. Dragon's Cave. I had a run around there. There's nothing. I couldn't.
Is
find
this like random battles like Final Fantasy?
There are, but it kind of spawns you in a zone. They're not always battles. I don't know if it's working properly yet. But these are some of the zones that you can go to, different towns. And I think I remember them saying you'll see with like crossed swords areas of battles where your friends are fighting, and you can go over and find them and jump into their instance.
So is this supposed to be like medieval England, essentially?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. Whole trot. It's definitely medieval England.
I didn't get to try PvP. I saw people running around with the PvP tags on. I went to the PvP arena. I didn't know how to turn my tag on. It my PvP flag on.
You were just scared.
But like so much else in the game, like it's just confusing.
Owl's head.
I don't know how to. This is me trying a bit of crafting. Apologies that I'm doing it through someone else here. But you can see this is just smelting. So I have to put all the different things on there, and these are the options I have discovered. You buy different recipes. That's all I've discovered at the moment. So you can see it kind of... And they've tried to... Richard Garriott's nerdy about this stuff. He's tried to make it as true to real life. That's another reason that I'm... I know how nerdy Richard Garriott is about this period of time. He dresses up in period costume and stuff.
Like you.
Well, yeah. So I'm confident, he's going to make this part of the game as nice as possible.
I like your cloak.
It's got one damage resistance as well, so it's actually beneficial.
Wow, it's like toilet paper
to wear.
Oh, nice helmet.
Whoa. It is a bit choppy. Again, the capture.
Hand-ack.
So I just wanted to show you what some of the animations are. So when you're using these tables, so like this is the tanning stations. That's one I forgot, tanning station. So you do a little animation. I've only got a little bit there. But they want people to be like just play the game as merchants and trade, and they want that's entirely viable. And everyone has someone's house to the left there with their little table set up.
So how long do you have to play before you can create your own house?
Well, lots of backer rewards have that. I think we're coming roughly to the end of the video now, so you'd have to save up quite a lot of money, and it's not guaranteed that you'll have a space that you can put the house. But it's people who like Ultima Online, give it a try, but it's not finished.
Beware.
Other people wait a bit longer, but the potential is there. Keep an eye on this one. Everyone else, thank you very much for watching. We'll be keeping an eye on this game, and we'll be covering everything else as we normally do. Thanks for watching.
Bye.